Hey y'all, it is a beautiful, I guess it's fall, I don't know what season it is if I'm gonna be honest, day. It's like not too cold, like in the middle, but the sun is out, and really anytime the sun is out is awesome. Still make sure you try to get outside, enjoy some kind of nature, or even if you have nature in your home, keep you a few plants on deck as you should. But no, I wanted to do a journal today. I'm trying to do more audio journals so that I can also just get my thoughts out aloud instead of just always writing them down. But I'm going to be honest, either way works. It's just that writing may take a little bit longer. You can pause a lot. Sometimes you just put in filler words that might not even mean anything in the moment. But writing still definitely helps. Helps the brain fog. I also just like talking to myself. I like talking out loud, having that dialogue, just so that I can hear it more logically. I don't know. It helps. So maybe you should try it if it's something that you haven't tried to do, or if it's something you're embarrassed to do. Do it. Do it when you're in your own free space. Talk out loud. You do not have to apologize to anyone for talking to yourself, and even when you're talking out loud, if you stumble over words, you say something that doesn't make sense, the best thing about doing it is just, and same with journaling, there's no judgment, and you can literally say what you want. I mean, me putting my podcast out there does make room for error, people to be like, I don't know what you're talking about, or that doesn't make sense. But I'm going to just keep it 100. I am doing this for me. I'm just putting it out there because there may be other people that are very similar in how I think or how I do things, and, they just, need a safe space to be able to express that or to feel comfortable in that lane. And that's why I'm putting energy out there. I don't care if sometimes I don't make sense or, whatever, if my mind goes blank, because it's all a part of the process. When you are just freestyling off the top of the dome. But yeah, I do feel like for the most part, I'm always reflecting, which if we're being honest, there's nothing wrong with reflection. Every day is different. If you're a believer of the moon cycles, astrology, whatever it may be, one thing that is the baseline of it all is that things are always changing. Stuff's always different. There's always lows with the highs with the lows, whatever. The beauty of it all is to find peace in it. So really I like to do my audio journals just to, speak through the emotions I feel or the underlying, just things going on that I like to bring to the surface so that it's not in my shadow, it's being worked through in real time. And I'm allowing myself to be human and, work through these imperfections, but also in the same time, like I'm showing how to get through what may be tough, or like I'm just putting the good energy out there of a high, that I've been on. But, either way, we are all just working to find the peace in our situations, be an alchemist. I am a strong believer in that. optimistic. Be optimistic about everything. We are fully in control of our realities, and I think people fail to see that because they automatically say things like, well, if I was in control of my reality, I would be like this, I would be like that. And that is the reason why you don't understand the power that you have with being in control of your own reality. Because the basics of it is that you're not like just full out drawing every step of what you're doing, and your day is just you drawing out like the life that you're living. It's, you put out there the life that, the life that you desire, and you live in that. It doesn't matter if you are living in an apartment and you desire to live on a big old piece of land with your family or whatever. What you're supposed to be doing is living in that truth. If you are somebody that's supposed to be living on a big old piece of land with your family, what do the day-to-day chores look like, living on that land? What is everybody doing? Are you taking care of livestock? Are you watering your plants? Are you growing food? If that's the case, do that now. Do that now. Like that is so, like a lot of people think that you got to have so much money to do something. You really don't. Like the money that you feel like you need to start something is the same money that you had when you went and spent it at Popeyes. Like it's just as simple as that. And you have to pick and choose like what is more worth it to you. And it is very simple to grow your own things, to do some research in your free time. Learn how to grow one specific thing at a time and go from there. And this is just simply if that is what your end goal is. If you want to be a green thumb, like start green thumbing, and you can get produce at the store that you can already do yourself. Like you can sprout a potato and grow a potato from one that you bought at the store, and then you just keep multiplying from there. It's as simple as that. But it's like people just don't want to do their research and they feel like things are hard. Some of the delusions I've been feeding myself, and I'll call them delusions, but it's me living out my truth, my realities. Like I like to think that I am 100% plant-based, raw plant-based. I am eating all the live food. I am feeding my body exactly what it needs to be strong. Like I wake up with that energy every day. It don't even matter if I eat a donut. Like can't nobody tell me nothing. I am 100% raw vegan. I might even eat a cheeseburger. Again, you cannot tell me nothing. I am 100% raw vegan because with your mental, you just have to allow yourself to make the mistakes. Like, if you are that person that you're trying to transition and it's so hard for you, like you can't give up certain things, allow yourself to do that. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of living the human experience. You can make those mistakes, but it's allowing yourself not to dwell in that mistake and to get yourself right back out of that. Like that's how fast your turnaround time is supposed to be from you making a mistake. Because, if you've been doing so good eating plant-based food and you eat a burger, you might even realize in that moment, that burger messed your system up. Your stomach is hurting. You notice like it made your face break out. Stuff where it's like if you're in tune with yourself, you notice the difference. So you point that out to yourself because this is how you keep your delusion going of the life that you are projected to live. You make note of what it did to you in that moment, even if maybe it didn't do anything necessarily, but you feel heavier. You're going to feel heavier. When you're eating dead meat, you are going to feel heavy. You're going to feel like, when you eat that kind of food versus when you eat a real meal, a meal that is living as far as plants go, and, it's lighter for you. You are going to feel lighter. You're going to feel energized. Like, it sounds very cliche to say, but you can honestly get so addicted to how eating like that makes you feel because you want to feel like that all the time. But, that's just me putting it out there of how this stuff really works, Like, I found that lately I have been isolating myself, and really I only come out when I have to participate in the matrix and, go work, which I take that time to network and be social, as I'm supposed to, because for the most part, I am with my family, I'm to myself. But, when you are taking that time to, go within, work on the life that you want for yourself, stop the negative talk. Stop restricting yourself. You restrict yourself by saying things like, I gotta wait until I get to blah, 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 percentage of savings in my account, or I gotta wait until I make some more money, I gotta hit the lottery. Like, people don't realize how that kind of talk affects their reality, and it is you accepting that belief that is what you have to do, when the reality of it is, and you just have to let yourself jump off the porch sometimes, like literally with something. Get out of your comfort zone. Like, you could be down to your last $500 and you jump off the porch and throw $200 of that into crypto or something. And like, it'll amaze you how like the universe will bless you with another $40 real quick in one day. And to most people, that's nothing. Like, oh, wow, like for $40, like, but that's $40 that you did not do anything for. And you can go ahead and take your $200 that you just invested back out of your account and then let that money multiply itself. And then now as you're working, your next check, you can let yourself get little increments of money that you now put into that, at least 15% of your check. Or, if you're somebody that lives check to check, maybe you can only afford to put your change in there, but do it. Like, don't put yourself last to what it is that you really want to do. Another part of my delusion is me being a podcaster, me putting myself out there more, building my channels, because honestly, it's hard. It's hard to think about, like, how can I, like, be interesting to other people, like, how can I get my message out there to others? How can I create a safe space? How can I be attention grabbing and get people to see, my message opposed to maybe the other negative things that they see on social media. It's hard, but where you start from is in your own delusion. You start from, I'm picking out my episodes that I have already recorded. I'm setting it up. I got the reoccurring stuff set up. That little bit of momentum from you getting yourself set up to where it's like, oh, okay, like I got my next 4 episodes ready to go on automatic, for the rest of the month going into next. And now all I got to do is focus on this. And then now I can start recording more content for the next month. And it's just like, when you start to get that momentum for yourself, when you're learning things a little bit at a time and you let yourself get ahead, then there's no telling what you can do. You might not even get any views during that time, but it's the simple fact that you lit that fire under your butt and you are motivated to do it for yourself, no matter what anybody else is thinking or doing. And I feel like that is why I have been in my isolation. It's not because, I don't got time for my friends and this, that, and the third. The reality of a friend is you are just accepting of that human as they are in their state, in their lane, in their reality, in their life. And like, you guys come in and out of each other's, realities and what you're going through on a day-to-day basis when you guys cross paths. Like, you may see your friend once a week, maybe once a month, whatever the case may be, but you still allow that friend to be a friend, especially if it is a healthy dynamic, or even if it's a boundary, thing that you have with your friend. It's okay. As long as obviously they're not bad influence friends or friends that are always bringing you down. But it's definitely okay to have your space from people. One of my biggest things that I always feel lonely about is just that, I feel like I'm the one that is always open to listen to what everybody else has going on with themselves, and, non-judgmental. I let them talk about whatever it is that they need to talk about, but I don't feel like I have that wholeheartedly. Like, I don't have anyone that I can talk to in a space where I talk about things that are interest to me, things that deep thoughts that I have, on my mind, or things that I'm going through, even my impulsive decisions. I don't have a lot of people where I can just say whatever and then they're just like, hell yeah, like, I totally understand why you did something like that. A lot of people are caught in the matrix of living, and so they haven't yet stepped outside of that box. Some people dabble in it, but they don't fully step to where they want to have those deep, like, really deep, in tune conversations about what is really going on, the underlying thing of it all. Some people need for their life to be structured. They need to only hear certain things that are going on. Like, they don't want to hear things outside of, like, what is going to make them question everything, So, like, I feel like a lot of the times I just stay quiet with what I really have going on or what I'm really thinking, and then I save that time for these or for writing in my journal, because it's like, I know that I can be 100% and just not care. Like, I don't have to listen to anybody's feedback or judgment of what they really feel like I should have been doing in this situation. Because, to be honest, I'll ask people for advice, like, to humor myself, but it's like, I know I'm not going to listen to their advice. I'm not going to take their advice, just simply because I know that a lot of people's advice is rooted out of safety, or it's rooted out of emotion. It's not really rooted out of, like, some real shit, and, like, yeah, we're all fucking rebellious matrix warriors, or, like, even though it would be cool, and that is really what the structure of Soul Tribe Search Party is, because I know that there are people out there, you can even find the comfort of some of these people on TikTok, people that, we understand we got to work sometimes to balance out the matrix, especially if you haven't found your sweet spot of receiving the money frequency. But we all know we don't overwork ourselves for money. We all know that we don't just settle for what people feel like we deserve, or, working a job to create status or to seem as though, we're above others, or whatever the case may be. We're not working for that. So, I'm definitely somebody that, I did used to chase the corporate lifestyle and being salaried. And that really comes from off the strength of, your mommy wound, and feeling like you have to, be a certain way to be accepted, by your parents, by your mom. It could even be your dad for some people if your dad was a strict kind of person. But it's like once you step out of that space of being what your parents want you to be, and you take on what that truly means for you, as far as finding yourself, putting yourself out there, going against the grain, asking questions, being curious. Do that, and don't be afraid. I know that it can be harder for us, to find work or to adjust to certain jobs. Once you are just consciously aware of what is going on. But really that's just meant to catapult you into turning back to yourself and doing what it is that you need to do. I know not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. That's why some people can have the mindset, once they're consciously aware, to keep working a job, because they have found that balance of they're the employee that they're not going to do too much, but at the same time, they're not worried about nobody in their job. They can just go there, work, and collect their monies, and all power to them. I am not that person. I am definitely the person that is looking at the clock every 3 seconds. Bruh, y'all got me on these time constraints. Time is not even real. I don't know why I can't just walk out right now. I get to analyzing everything. And that's why that lane just isn't for me, And my time of working in the Matrix are jobs that are flexible, and that might even just be part-time jobs. Maybe you just need a couple part-time jobs where you can have flexibility, because a lot of full-time jobs, they don't have flexibility. They want everybody to work Monday through Thursday, 9 to 6 or 9 to 5, and some jobs might even bait you and have you work 4 10-hour shifts, thinking that is something, but really that is a lot. It is a lot on your body. It is a lot on you. Just, I don't know. But, just overall, you got to do what's best for you. And if you need somebody to talk to about it, you can always talk to me. I'm always going to be in your corner, root for you, whatever it is that you want to do. Even if you want to be a worker bae, you can be a worker bae. Just there's a boundary with that, because I'm not the friend that you gonna keep complaining about this same job. Girl, because I will just quit. I know everybody be like, I don't have that luxury. You do. You can have whatever luxury you see fit, because you definitely, if you need somebody to do that resume for you, if you need somebody to coach you on what to say in an interview, sell it. Sell yourself. But at the same time, jobs need to sell themselves to you. Stop being so easygoing with jobs that they are not working for you. They're not. And if some of you got to work temporarily to get some stuff off, do it. Set a deadline. And if it sucks, let that be your motivation to get your shit together and really do what you got to do for yourself. But yeah, and lastly, I wasn't going to touch on it, but I will. The politics. The politics, the election, all that jazz. Listen, and this is also to my friends that, ask me about it. People that, say, well, we got to get out there and we got to do this and that, da-da-da-da-da. I do not have a rat in that race, I'm going to be honest. I do not. I have went ahead and disassociated myself from that part of life. There are just things that harvest our energy, and that is one thing. That is one thing where they portray it as if we have a say or if we can make a difference. But the reality of it is they are in control of the whole thing. They are it creates division because they've created two different vessels, one representing blue, one representing red. But to be honest, there's not a separation. There's no blue and red. It's the same entities. So they get everybody all riled up about it just to create some tension. But and plus it gets everybody talking. It gets everybody distracted. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're not going to feel a change. Life is just going to be what it is every day. Yeah, I mean, that's all that I have to say about it. Doesn't mean that I don't respect anybody that does put energy into their politics basket. That's perfectly fine. You can do that. We are definitely open to everybody's perspectives and realities. Doesn't mean we have to adopt them as our own. And we also don't have to force people to see our ways either, just allow the realities to coexist, but yes, thanks for listening to me today, tuning in. I will continue to keep growing, keep researching, keep getting better in my craft. You guys are watching me grow my podcast in real time. So this will matter one day when, I am blowing up and, everybody listens to me from all over the world. And I will get there one day. But have a wonderful week and happy healing.